A lot of people remain, and everything had is stone.
Is it really raining out here?
You ain't promised tomorrow, so why you living there be strong? I know it feels bad and wrong, now that New Orleans gone. The death rate was rising, and God couldn't let it go. I know you're really missing your home, time for your life to go on. Cause I know y'all realize that it'll never be the same for us. So everybody, grab somebody, for everybody that's surviving. Everybody, say your prayers for somebody now, for the people who died that didn't make it home. Everybody, show your love to somebody now. You know that I love you, it's gonna be the same.
Money. They need plenty of money down south. They had the money, they got skill, they got all kind of skilled workers down here, man. They just, everybody at a standstill because no money ain't flowing.
They got big old wads of money to blow, while the poor people right here that could be doing the work, they don't get the jobs.
President Bush says he brought us $110 million to be distributed for us for housing, but nobody ever gave it to us yet. We don't know what's going on with that. As soon as they give us our money for housing, we'll get a house.
You're not going to entice poor people to come back. They want you gone. They're trying to wipe you out because that's how they're making their money.
We just coming back together, just trying to be back regular because we ain't right now.
And the people coming. Like when the Most High said help is on the way, it done came. It might not come in the form that we might be looking for it, but it's here.
So when the government walks up to a victim in a disaster, they have to, they're handing them paperwork to fill out. They're giving them a job to do. For a person that's just lost everything, they're giving them another job to do, like they don't have enough to do already. Volunteers, on the other hand, can walk up to a situation and ask one question: what can I do to help? And that power of being able to spend your resources freely however you want, that is I think an important element of what it means to be in a free country.
And it's helping in so many other different ways as far as encouragement. Helping out when you frustrated with cutting the yard and, moving the trash, and they got people like, man, just chill out for a second, we'll handle this for you. You know what I mean? And that's just, and then they have all their energy and they pour it back into us, man, and then we like, cool, we have a chance, man, and people do care. Versus being all like, down here like, man, nobody don't give a shit. Nobody don't care. You know what I'm saying? And then always referring back to the government. Like, when did the government ever try to correct any wrongs it made from the beginning?
For the people who have been helping, the volunteers who are coming out of state, all I can say is we need you, and we need you desperately.
We'll be in here soon. Thanks to a lot of volunteers. I love those guys. They really helped us out great.
We need you in more ways than one, because you are all we have. We have to unite as people to fix this city back up and get it up and running and bring the population back. The government is clearly not doing it, so when you can't rely on your government, you have to rely on the people.
And, frankly, we didn't know the devastation that was here until we saw it.
Nobody knows it's here until you get here. I mean,
once the Saints came home, we thought, that, hey, like President Bush landed on the aircraft carrier, mission accomplished.
Yeah.
That's not the case, as you guys see.
The city, if you go into the city looks great and it's all back to normal and everything's good. But you come out here, it's not okay. It's not okay.
Because this is where the poor black people live, here, and the poor white people live here.
Yeah, my name's Sheldon Alexander. Sheikh, my middle name. Also known as the African American Shakespeare. Drop the E off the end of Shakespeare. It's not the same. It represents the spear of a warrior. I died already. And a mild gesture. And a big stupid looking smile. They would suggest that we accept all of these debts and call this mess a blessing from heaven. They're guessing it's time that we address them, check the reference. When the Levers broke HBO Spike Lee documentary, you can meet me in front of the cemetery. The Gulf Coast has been physically and mentally affected. The metro area is being tested and my brother's getting slaughtered and arrested in these developments we call projects. Homeless people sleeping on the church steps. quiet is kept. She wept and I slept on different floors and carpets, but at least we had a place to rest, I bet. Children of the storm has been abandoned by the government. The adolescents have been left child neglected, mother and fatherless. Thank God for the guardians. Bodies covered in clothes and still stripped naked regardless. See, I know why they're stressing. They're getting pointed in all these different directions. They've been driving without using MapQuest and uncertainty of where they'll end up next. Suggestion: come back home, because I don't think they no longer want you in Houston. Texas is getting real hectic. Who's the next contestant? Described it was I, the most high selected. Like William Jefferson, I had a runoff but re-elected. Died and resurrected. The Old and the New Testament will reflect my father's messages. Spoken word artist. The pursuit of happiness. But I can't find it. If you didn't notice, I put a haiku in the middle of this poem because I'm a poet and I wrote this. But I don't want this piece to sound poetic. It's pathetic, and they can have all the damn credit. 19 months into this exodus, some of my people don't even have trailers yet. No more rental assistants getting kicked out of their apartments in the darkness, but I say, woe to the cold and to the heartless, and you gonna meet the four horsemen on the white, the red, the black, and the pale green horses. Get back on course, of course I should wreck. For that carelessness and lack of respect, but what did I expect? My personal property check from FEMA, you guessed it, never collected. The road home program isn't working for the local residents. Tell the parish presidents, come up with some other methods. And tell the Corps of Engineers it's too late to fix the damn levees. And tell them it's too late to pick up some hearts, because they too hard and too heavy. I see them struggling with their crosses, I'm trying to help them, but they don't have to let me. Regretfully, I'm projecting reality in the gospel poetically. Fall to my knees and then beg and plead. Please to have mercy on me and the missionaries, and tell Joseph and Mary I'm unarmed, open arm, and I'm ready. Legendary spiritual revolutionary. Some afraid to stand up for the truth because they're just too scary, like a nightmare on Bourbon Street. Don't go to sleep because they'll meet you in your dreams like Freddy. You can't kill me. Look into my eyes. You don't see the lake of fire? It's because I died already.
If you're watching this, and you see the destruction, you see the people's lives, and you hear the people's stories, you haven't seen, heard, or done enough.
Everybody, be aware of what's going on in your country. Down here, not to just see it, but to help out. Not to just look, but to do something. And to everybody who's disappointed or depressed about this world, the more you do, the better you feel.
What it did was it kind of removed the skin from like the wound underneath that's part of like the entire American wound of like institutionalized racism and classism and everything. It's too serious. It would require to like really work on a lot of these problems. It would require a real critical analysis of the entire state of the country right now and the world, I guess.
It was a ground-shaking experience for students and for those of us who are students. I think everybody in some way, shape, or form has come away transformed and changed. We're not the same. And even though I may or may not get back to New Orleans, I'm going to help. I'm going to help in different ways than I ever have before. I'm more empowered.
People ask me how was the trip? I'm like, what do you say? It was fun.
It was great, but it was horrible. I loved it, but I hated it.
Like, it was fun.